For years, the story of Ugandan agriculture has been one of untapped potential. While our fields are rich, our farmers have often looked beyond our borders for the nutrition their livestock needs. But today, we learned that the odds are on our side. The story is changing. Welcome to a brand new episode of NTV Seeds of Gold, proudly brought to you by Grainpulse Limited and YPA for the expert opinion. I am your host, Sheila Nabafu, and today we are taking a closer look at a company that is changing the game in livestock feed.
What we've noticed in the market is, the feedback that we got before we ventured into this business is there was a bit of a gap in terms of consistency, especially in availability and the quality of the feed coming out. We were relying a lot on imported feeds that are coming into the country, but we do actually have that capacity locally to produce this here and to serve the market. So there's always a notion that maybe Uganda does not have the capacity to produce these feeds, but as you can see behind me, it's a testament that we do have the capacity. We have not yet reached the pinnacle that we want to reach. We're still growing every day, but we're able to serve the customers that we have now.
We kick it off at the Grainpulse factory, where it all begins. When you step inside, you realize that with the Grainpulse's Halisi, Uganda has the capacity to compete and lead across the continent.
Thank you for being with us here today. My name is Awaho Karuhanga. I head the Grain and Animal Nutrition Department within Grainpulse, which is an agro-centric company that has four main verticals or business pillars, as you may, in Uganda. So we do have our coffee pillar. We process and export green coffee beans. We have fertilizer, where we blend crop-specific fertilizer in Uganda, the only one of its kind, and distribute to farmers. We have the grain unit within Grainpulse Limited, where we also source but add value through our maize flour products called Jimo. And the reason we're here today, we have our youngest pillar in our company called Halisi, which produces animal nutritional products. So like I mentioned, Halisi is our newest addition within the company. And the word Halisi is derived from Kiswahili. It means genuine or authentic. And we chose that name very deliberately as a promise and as a testament to our customers, to our farmers that are using our product for a consistent product. That meaning a product that is consistent in quality and availability. What they see on our bags on the outside is what they're going to get inside the bag without any shortcuts or substitutes. And we really do anchor ourselves on this philosophy as a company. It's everything that we believe in. But much as it might have a foreign name to it, it's very much a Ugandan product, made in Uganda by Ugandans and for Ugandans, at least for the time being. As you know, Grainpulse Limited, we're an integrated company. So we were looking at having a very holistic vision and a circular business model. That being said, I mentioned we do our crop-specific fertilizer and we provide inputs. But we also we serve as a marketplace to buy back these raw materials from our farmers. And that's what gives us our biggest value proposition as a company. That being said, once we brought back these products that we buy, like our maize, our barley, our sorghum, and our soya, we were looking for ways to add value to these products locally in Uganda. And a lot of these products that either come from milling our maize, for example, or our other milling activities are byproducts. The byproducts actually are raw materials in animal feed. So that was our vision, to really have a circular business model where we're giving out inputs, we're buying them back, but we're also putting back quality, safe to consume products in the form of animal feed. The feedback that we got before we ventured into this business is there was a bit of a gap in terms of consistency, especially in availability and the quality of the feed coming out. We were relying a lot on imported feeds that are coming into the country, but we do actually have that capacity locally to produce this here and to serve the market. So there's always a notion that Maybe Uganda does not have the capacity to produce these feeds, but as you can see behind me, it's a testament that we do have the capacity. We have not yet reached the pinnacle that we want to reach. We're still growing every day, but we're able to serve the customers that we have now. We have the capacity to produce here both finished feed and concentrated feed. Finished feed is feed that is produced either in the form of a crumb or a pellet, and that is ready to be used right out of the bag. So the farmer has that convenience of opening a bag, either they purchase from us a 25 or a 50 kilogram bag, and they would pour it into their feeding troughs within their farms. But we also do produce concentrate feeds, whereby a farmer would then add some of their own raw materials in the form of, let's say, maize or maize bran into our already pre-formulated product and use it according to whatever sector that they're standing in. And the sectors that we currently serve are for our poultry, cattle, livestock, as well as pigs. Under the poultry segments, we have for broilers and for layers. The complete feeds, we do a starter, grower, and the finished feeds, as well as a broiler concentrate. These are for people who are rearing chicken for meat purposes. We then do have for layers as well, which is a 20%, 10 and 5% concentrate. And for the livestock sector, we do produce a dairy meal, a triple digester for those who are looking to increase their milk yields, as well as a beef supplement, those that are involved in bull fattening, but that can also be used for goats as well. And lastly, we do have our universal pig concentrate that serves those who are rearing pigs.
The production process begins with the raw materials carefully selected and locally sourced, if I may add. From the moment these ingredients enter the intake, science meets scale. Modern equipment handles the heavy lifting, but the soul of Halisi is in the formulation. Every mix is a precise recipe designed for performance. Through rigorous mixing and constant quality testing, the team here ensures that what goes into the bag is exactly what the farmer was promised and needs.
By names of Faith Batwala. I'm a plant operator, the Animal Feeds plant. I'm Grainpulse Limited. So I run the plant productions, and also I engage in the production plannings of the plant, and we produce the animal feeds. Our current production capacity is 80 tons per day. That is 40 tons per shift. So we work on a wide range of products, that both poultry and animal feeds. What makes a good animal feed? A good animal feed must have a balanced nutrition. So a balanced nutrition, I'm looking at where we have to look at all stages of either the birds or the animals. Let me say for the chicks, we look at giving them a higher protein. And so when we are making the feed, we must ensure that all nutrients are balanced for that particular stage of animal we are making for. So that is one of the things that makes a good animal feed. Then the second point would be a good animal feed must have the right ingredients, quality ingredients we are using to mix that animal feed. So if the quality of the ingredients, let me say the ingredients we are using, like the maize, they must be free from foreign materials, they must be free from toxins. So if you're to make a good quality feed, you have to emphasize on that. Then a good quality feed must also be digestible. Like when the animals take them in, they must be able to digest it, and then it will give them what they are supposed to take in. Then it must also have a good smell and taste, because we are making for animals, we don't just make for them. They must be able to smell, and actually gives them the appetite to eat and enjoy what they are doing. Then a good animal feed also, we are looking at its safety and consistency. If the animals have decided to take it in, they have to eat it, like it has to build them up, and you see the growth is consistent. Not taking it today and then the other day it's gone. Then we also look at the physical appearance of the feed. In the modern world right now, we are looking more at pellets and crumbles. Reason being, pellets and crumbles compose the entire nutrients, like all the ingredients are compacted into that single pellet, such that when the animal or the bird takes it in, we are sure it's taking in all the ingredients are mixed in that feed. Then lastly, I'll talk about a good animal feed must be easily taken in, like it has to be able to reduce the waste. If we look at back then when we used to do a lot of mashes, they would spill up maybe in the poultry house and now, but right now when you do the pellets and the crumbles, once they are poured into a trough and it's taken in, we will be sure of reduced wastages. So these are the concentrates. This is broiler concentrate, which is mixed in different proportions for the stages of the animals. You add the broken maize and then the maize bran to the required quantities. And then we also have the crumbles. These are the broiler starter crumbles for 0 to 14 days, which we are sure have all the nutrients in one particular particle. And then we also have the grower pellets, which are for the 3 to 4 weeks chicken. And then we are also sure every particle has all the ingredients mixed, which comes up with a balanced nutrition for the animals.
The Halisi brand was built on 2 simple unbreakable commitments: reliable quality and dependable supply. For a farmer, a mid-cycle shortage or a bad batch is a disaster. Halisi was born to eliminate that risk. The goal is to create a brand where the quality never wavers, so the farmer's returns never falter. So every decision made here, all the way from the lab to the loading dock, is guided by that one single goal.
You're welcome. My name is Maureen Nagai and I work here as a quality manager. My role is basically to ensure that all the feeds, all the products we make here as Grainpulse conform to the required standards, and customers have confidence in that our products are good. We look at 3 aspects or 4 aspects as we do feed formulation, in terms of making sure that the product is high quality and is consistent. As Grainpulse, we follow the UNBS standards, and all our products are certified by UNBS. So as you noticed, they have a quality mark, meaning our processes are followed up to the finished products. So for example, we start with the raw materials. The quality feed starts with what you receive at the gate. So what does that mean? All the raw materials we receive are tested here in the lab, as you see. We test them for moisture content. If the moisture is high, for example, if it is maize, the required standard is 13.5. If it is higher than 13.5, we have, as Grainpulse, we have a biomass dryer that basically brings down that moisture to the right moisture content. Then we also look at the physical appearance of the raw material. It should be okay. And then we look at the foreign matter content. We make sure that everything complies to the required standards. One most important thing we look at is basically the aflatoxin levels of every raw material. So we look at we have a testing equipment here that tests for aflatoxin. We shall look at it. So usually our aflatoxin levels that we accept for under East African standards is 10 parts per billion. Anything above that, since we don't have any control measure here, we just reject the track, which means all the raw materials we receive here are conform to the required standards, and after that we take them through our process line. Then we basically remove all the hazards, all the foreign matter, all the hazards that we think may cause harm to the final consumer, that is the bird or the animal. So we remove, for example, our process line has magnets, has a destoner, it removes the dust, it removes everything called foreign from the raw materials, and then it is taken to the feed mill for feed formulation. When it comes to the feed formulation, we have a nutritionist who comes up with with feed formulations that we follow through the process line. So every 30 minutes, there is a quality control person we follow on who picks samples and then brings them here to the lab. We test them, and if they are not conforming, we inform the production person that this is diverting from the normal. Let's do this corrective measure. That makes our products very consistent. So that means we follow our production line. Then for the finished products, we make sure we check every bag. Every bag has to every product has to be put in the right bag with the right labels. And then we also put the manufacturing date, the production date, and everything to make sure that it is within the shelf life. So we are going to demonstrate how we have our NIR that basically does the approximate analysis or the nutritional composition. You can see it has the different products that we make here. Once you put your product under this NIR, we call it the NIR machine. NIR means near infrared machine. You go under broiler starter pellets. So you basically analyze your product. It will give you all the nutrient composition of this broiler starter crumbs. It does this twice so that it gives you the best results. So we have to get another product there, put in so that we have two samples so that it gives you the average of the nutrient composition. Recycle. Yeah? I recycle them. Okay. So it's still reading.
So you do this for each and every product?
Yes, for each and every product, every 30 minutes we pick samples to come and do this. And if it diverts from the normal, we let the production people know. But usually the diversion is not there. So as you can see, as Grainpulse, we have different machines that do different quality controls. So we have a sample divider here. For example, our major ingredient in feeds is what? Is maize. So this is a sample divider. It helps us to get a homogeneous product, a homogeneous sample that we can test for aflatoxin or moisture content. And then this is a grading machine. So for example, if we have barley, we usually receive barley, which is basically not part of our animal ingredient, but it does grading to see the seed size. That's why we have the 2.8 millimeters, 2.5. If the seeds are too small or there is any foreign matter, it will come below this 2.2 millimeters. So this one is it grades to show you that how much in a truck of grain, what is the percentage of good grains you have and what is the percentage of foreign matter that is not grain you have. So it helps us to grade the like sorghum and barley. Yes. Then this is a lab sifter. This lab sifter is basically a summary of it basically gives us the particle size. For example, in our maize meal, that is maize meal. So it shows us the particle size of what we are making. We all know that Ugandans love very fine portion. So this helps us when we are basically milling. It shows us which particle size we have, the average particle size we have made. And if it is not conforming, it shows us here and then we correct it.
Now that goes to prove that our local technical knowledge and lab standards can hold their own against and even outperform any imported alternative.
I'm David and I'm the production supervisor here. Yeah, so our feed mill is actually fully automated. We run the whole line from the start to the end on an automatic system. Yeah, so right here is our SCADA. It's more of what we use to monitor the process. Yeah, so everything that happens in the plant is controlled and monitored right here. Yeah, so when you see this screen, it can indicate if there's any challenge along the production line. You can always see what is going on from here, right from the start of the inception of the material up to the finished product. So like we earlier explained, our production line includes mash and pellets and crumbles. Yeah, so the mash line ends somewhere along the line, and we can control that. So this is our bin where we store most of the mash that we are going to be milling, yeah, the incoming material. So we have two mills. We have two mills along the line, yeah, just like you're seeing them indicating here. These are our two mills that are crushing the materials. We are being, right now this is under service. One of the mills is under service, and that's why you can see it blinking red, yeah, but when it's in operation, it's blinking green. Yeah, so this is how our system operates. So after the mills, for the mashes we do bagging, and then for the crumbles and pellets we proceed to the pellet mill, which does the pelleting, and then that is the holding bin for the pellet mill. So after the pelleting, we can do the crumbling if we need the crumbles, and if we are doing the complete pellet feed, we just send it for the sifting, which is just to eliminate any powders in the finished product, because we want our product on the market without any powder. Like we explained earlier, a feed that is complete should be compact, and the compact feed shouldn't really have any powders in it. Yeah, so we want to ensure that the finished product is as free of any powder as possible. So we do sifting of the product to make sure whatever is going into the bagging bin is a product free of any powder. And then after the sifting, we have the bagging of the final product, which happens like we saw along the line, and then we stitch and then stack the product on the stacks.
But of course, the real test is not in the factory, it is on the farm. Now we are going to take a very short break, and when we return, we test the facts on ground. Don't go away. Welcome back from the break. I am glad that you're still watching. It is still NTV Seeds of Gold, proudly brought to you by Bukola Chemical Industries Limited, and a special sponsorship by Grainpulse Limited. Now, we have seen the factory, we've seen the production, we've seen everything that's there. Impressive, right? Ah, well. Now, we've come onto a farm where we get to see actual impact. We get to appreciate it. Now we are in Zor Farm, and I get to meet the administrator of the farm. The future is female, hey? I like what I see. So we are here on your farm. So far, so good. We are very impressed with the birds. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then you tell me the story of your farm.
Thank you so much, Sheila. My name is Kabazira Vanisha. I joined Zoa Farms way back in 2024. And Zoa Farms has been in existence close to 5 years now. Started around December 2022. You see, we deal in broilers.
Yeah.
And our journey has been a good one.
It's been good thus far.
Yeah, we started with a vision of improving protein, local market birds by providing quality chicks. So I don't work alone. I work with a team. We work as a team behind this. So
yeah,
basically
it's quite a busy place. Yeah. So your story is a rather interesting one. You began with 10,000 birds. And now we're looking at over 40,000 birds. How did we come to get to that? Because that's an impressive number of birds.
Well, like as I've said, it has been a journey. Coming from 10,000, there are dynamics you find alone. You work hard towards them and embrace them. As we Zoa Farms, like as we've worked on our dynamics.
Yep.
Right from the start of brooding, slaughtering, packaging,
Yeah.
and the chicks themselves, the quality chicks we get also play along
Yeah.
with the journey of us going to 40,000.
Coming this far.
Yeah.
So why Halisi? There could be any other feed that you could have used. Why Halisi?
Well, I would want to tell you that we didn't start with Halisi. Fun fact. We started with
Others?
We worked with them, but their results were not
Getting you what you wanted.
Yeah. So we're like, why not give Halisi a try? So yeah, we tried it for the first time, for the first batch. I think by then we had received 20,000. We got results, we got the weights, and then coming to the second batch, also the weights were really impressive. So we just had to stick on them till now. And
so you figured this is our best partner. This is who we're going to work with.
Yeah.
Until Kingdom Come.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put. The nutritional content in their feed
is perfect.
Is so.
Yeah.
Because as a farmer, you need assurance. Like, is there enough carbohydrates in what they are packing for you? Like in what they have already put. So how will you be able to tell this? By 35 days, you'll be able to tell it. The weights will be the ones to give you all those results.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're good to go. You secure your market already, and business will be moving on as usual. And
there's consistency. So whenever you bring a new batch, you know it's going to move.
Yes.
I don't have to worry, will these, not work like the last one? Because every farmer wants consistency.
True.
Well, you heard it from Vanisha. We are going to take a walk around. When I tell you the birds look good, the birds look good. And these are only what, 2 weeks old?
1.5.
1.5 weeks?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Guys, we're going to take a walk around. We look at the birds, and then you get a feel of what we are talking about. And, maybe you will consider Halisi. So when you look at the birds, you can tell that something good is being given to them. They're utterly healthy. Vanisha, I like what I see.
Thank you.
It's really, really good. I like the water system. This prevents spillage, right? The water doesn't get into our husks and all. Now, I noticed that you do have staff seated inside the whole time. Why is that?
Okay, thank you so much, Sheila, for that beautiful question. Our staff actually stays within our premises. This is for biosecurity reasons. The moment you allow staff to be moving out, you create more room for diseases, the infections. You're not sure, they can be viral or bacterial.
Yeah.
So for us, I think it was a way to go.
It is a safe way to go.
Yes.
And then 24-hour monitoring. While other people have the cameras, you make sure that you have human eyes watching 24/7.
Yes.
You see, now temperature control. At what point do you lessen it? Because I still see some,
Well, that happens at 3 weeks. By 3 weeks, we are sure that the birds have really grown and they can regulate their own temperature. So we remove all these curtains. So we have like a day to go.
Yeah.
By tomorrow, if you happen to come back, all these will be
have gone off.
Yeah.
I see. So we do you sell to individuals? Can individuals reach out and make orders for this chicken, or you have particular clientele?
Okay, we have a specified market.
Yeah.
So we don't sell to individuals. I'm sorry to say this, but
we'll make it to the specified markets. We'll get there.
We have our own market.
Oh, okay. Now, when you talk about Halisi products, which which do you exactly use to get our chicks to this point?
We use the full complete product, the animal feeds. We start with the pre-starter. We don't finish the whole cycle to the finisher feed. So
because your birds have gotten to your target of slaughter.
Yes.
I see. Well, that's good to know.
Thank you.
What would you say is your target when it comes to turnaround time, the weight, and carcass quality? What is your target?
Would be like in 35 days we want to achieve this. So how do we achieve this? We make sure we get the right feed, and that's Halisi. Water is key in order for us to achieve our target. So feeding the birds, and trust me, by 30 days we already slaughtering.
So you can it's a straight curve up ever since you merged with Halisi in terms of business.
Like we've been hitting our targets on time.
So you set a target of 35 days and in 30 you're good to go. Well, that's a win situation. Giving you a window to bring in a new batch. What advice would you give? You know, people are afraid of getting into poultry. What advice would you give them?
I would advise a farmer to do the following: master the golden hour, that's breeding. For us here, when it comes to breeding, we sacrifice more time during night. We don't sleep. We set our team and we really put in a lot. We make sure we have enough feed. The temperatures are kind of, because you know, with these chicks, once they get cold, the gut health is it shuts down. Shuts down. So in the process, you will lose. So once you don't master the golden hour, the brooding, there are no results.
So once the chicks come in, make sure that brooding is well catered to. What else? After brooding, what more must we do? Because we get scared all the way.
Market is key. Secure the market before actually buying the chicks.
Really?
Yes. Because you can do everything, get the right feed, breed very well. At the end of the 35 days, you have nowhere to
sell
put
them.
The chicks. So marketing broiler is key, and biosecurity also. Biosecurity. Limit the number of people coming to your farm. Disinfect everywhere. You see, like, be very clean. Check the water. Disinfect the water. Like everything, you'll get top results.
How often do you change these? Because I've noticed there's no foul smell. There is.
Okay. When birds grow to like 3 weeks, we keep on like with litter management. Like we manage our litter through turning it.
You turn it over.
Yes, and even getting off the wet litter and replacing it with the dry one.
In any enterprise, the experts are utterly important, and Grainpulse makes sure that their firms, their partner firms, have experts available at any time. Now, with me is Dr. Gilbert, who is one of the persons assigned, the vets assigned to this particular firm. It is nice to have you on the show.
Thank you, Sheila.
I just came to learn that your services are free to the firms that you work with.
True.
I am impressed.
Thank you.
Well, tell us more.
As Grainpulse, we deal in animal feeds. And animal feeds, they're the support we always offer to our farmers. So like me, I'm the head of technical sales. I make sure I follow up to my farmers and the ones who are taking. Even if you are taking you're feeding 100 chicks, even if layer, broiler, crailer, I make
you
sure.
Got us.
Yes.
I can call you to my 100 birds.
I can come. Free of charge.
As long as I'm buying Halisi.
As long as you're buying Halisi.
And then I will buy. Then you visit my 100 birds. Yeah? So a quick one. When it comes to the ratio, what are the do's and the don'ts when it comes to how the birds should be fed?
Now, thank you very much. So we have, in management, poultry management, there is biosecurity where you have to prevent diseases, then there is a temperature.
Of course.
Temperature measurements are all allowing birds. Like here where we are, you can see the temperature is okay.
Yes.
You can sit down. Then there is ventilation. You can see the aeration, fresh air.
It is quite good, yes.
Then there is feeds and water. So feeds, of course, when you use the Halisi feed, then water, you make sure you have clean water, like the water you are seeing here.
Yes.
The water is clean.
Very.
And it comes direct from underground. The water is pumped. Then we have lighting system measurement.
Yeah.
So most of the farmers, they don't know what they call lighting. They think that you have to feed the broiler, pump it, feed, but it grows. No, it's like us human beings. A layer bird has to take like 22 hours. You calculate the one of the 12 during daytime, then you add on at night to make 22, and then you switch off the lights. And you need to practice this when they are still in the brooder, in the brooder system, so that it's not that because you are cutting costs.
Yeah.
What we do, the feed the bird has eaten, like this broiler bird, it has to be digested properly in the body,
of course,
stimulated, then it does every part of the body
that it's supposed to do.
Yes, because now, like in Halisi feed, we have a lot of ingredients. What makes up the composition of the concentrate or the feed? Right now, this farm uses complete feed.
Yeah.
The complete feed, what I'm talking about, those are pellets, pre-starter, starter crumble, grower, and finisher, whereby you just give and the birds they consume. So there is vitamins, feeds, there are proteins, the animal protein, plant, and then there is amino acids. Yeah. Those amino acids are the building blocks. Even as human beings, we need those building blocks. The body, the methionine, lysine, lithium. Then we have the minerals, where the salty, calcium. Yes. So all those are the ones which build up the body of the bird.
And all that is in your feed?
In animal feed. Now animal feed called Halisi.
All of it is in Halisi?
Yes, Halisi feed.
So you do train the farmers through this, because you don't just show up and give them the bags and you're like, you know what, this will take care of your birds, bye-bye. You do take time to break it down for the farmers.
Yeah, before the farmer starts, he comes, or he calls me, we meet, I teach him or educate him about our feed and how the feed birds are supposed to be fed from the day one stage until the time of selling. Yeah. And it will even be showing you, the chart will be showing you when you feed on this stage, these are the kilograms you will get. Yeah. Yes, because now like this farm, their target is at 35 days, the bird should be having 2.5 kilograms. So that is their target, and of which they have made their target. And at exactly 35 days, the body will have consumed at least 3 kilograms or 3.2.
Even beyond the set target?
Yes. No, it's not beyond the target.
Well, the target is 2,000, 2 kilograms.
That is the kilogram of the bird.
Oh.
Yes, live weight. But I mean, you see, you calculate the kilogram the bird feeds vis-a-vis what you're going to get the outcome.
Yes. Yes. I hear you.
So that's how they kept on coming to us. I come to them.
They were impressed.
I always come here. After every 2 weeks, I'm here. Come and check the growth, so that I can also talk to the production team that what we are having.
They're doing well.
Yeah, we are doing well.
Oh, so you're able to even give feedback. But maybe here we need to change a thing or two.
So when there is a problem, and then I advise them that we need to change this. But we have never gotten this.
So now, well, that's a good thing, right? No problem at all, as yet. We hope you never get any. Now, just like you have crop-specific fertilizer, do you have feed that is specific to broilers, broilers, layers? Like, is it specific, or just grab that bag of feed and we're good to go?
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. You see, the breeds, you know, we have different breeds.
Yes.
We have layer, we have broiler, we have broilers. Now, on broiler, we have complete feed for them. That is the pre-starter, starter, grower, and finisher. Now there are some farmers who say, I can mix, I can get broken maize. Those are the farmers from the pre-starter or starter crumbs. They mix, they concentrate. So they want to cut cost. For them, that's how
that's
they call
unacceptable.
It's not. Yes. Me, I always advise farmers, when you use broken maize, you make sure that it is free aflatoxin. Because the moment it is having, it has an aflatoxin, that means you have not adding the toxin binder. Which
how sure? Like, how can a farmer ascertain that it is free of that?
No, number one, sometimes when you're not sure, you can call me, get sample, we can test it in our lab. We shall give the results out.
Which begs the question, if I am not using your services as yet, and I call you for your technical expertise, it's at a fee?
No, it's not a fee. Because I know the moment I give you my advice,
I'm going to come for Halisi.
I will bring you on board.
Well, that is very convincing.
Then for the layers also, we have the pre-starter, whereby they feed for 7 days, and then they can continue with the starter crumbs until they reach the time of grower. We shall continue feeding them, because when we feed them, the pre-starter, starter, we are building the body. After building the body, setting it ready to start using the layer concentrate 20% at 13 weeks. Then we can start now the 20%, which is making them develop the organs in the system where they start laying. Yes.
I see.
So then the crailers, you know, crailers depend. A farmer might need crailers for meat. I will advise you to use broiler feeds. This for, and then if you want for eggs, I tell you, select the females. After the other developer from the layer, pre-starter up to the grower, and then the develop, and then we can start the layer concept.
So that the eggs are amazing.
Eggs, you start receiving the eggs.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, now that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get that gold from that seed. You get those farmers on board, you guide the farmers, and then you scale with the farmers. Don't go away.
My dear friend that loves goat farming, YPA is here to save you from unnecessary losses. You see, this pasture that looks like this, just in case you did a mistake, maybe you poured water, maybe you didn't put something, you didn't build this pasture, and you find your pasture whitish like this. Please don't mix your pasture and use and give goats. Don't. Because this is the biggest cause of bloat. You see? Are you seeing these red things? These are highly acidic. Actually, snakes eat a lot of these. Snakes. So, the moment your goats eat this, they are going to do what we call bloat. And bloat, in most cases, if you don't have an expert at the farm, you're going to find yourself losing goats. Bloat is what? Bloat is when the goat swells. It swells. You find the stomach is very huge. Then it starts losing it. It cannot breathe very well. It starts, say, producing a whirring sound. Eventually it dies. It does not go beyond 24 hours. So usually, if you are not an expert, you may not be able, because you know a normal goat has two sides of the stomach. this side and this side. So where you usually see it is not full, that is where the lungs, the heart and everything is. And usually where you see the stomach is full when after feeding, that is where it feeds from. So usually we get what we call trach and cannula. Trach and cannula is where we get a needle pierce here so that air can get out from the belly. But that can only be done by an expert. Don't try it at home if you're not a vet. Otherwise, you're going to kill your goat before it even dies. Usually, it is because of air. That is why the stomach swells. Then eventually, it squeezes the heart and the heart bursts, and that is the death of the goat. But if you release this air, and also this one causes constipation. Constipation is when you see a goat is trying to push, but nothing is coming. Constipation can kill a goat. Goats can die in ways that you cannot really understand. You just have to be very observant. That is why YPA has experts at the farm. Also, even when we have experts, we have insurance. So that insurance will be a topic for another day. But what I'm telling you is that goats can die anytime. What you need to do is be vigilant all the time and make sure you do what we call standard operation procedures. Even in goats, we have them. Then let's not use workers that we pay nkumi. Let's use workers that we pay so that we can get a lot of money. Youth Platform Africa says agribusiness is the answer for this era. Good evening.
Now, our takeaway from this is that Grainpulse's philosophy is not to just sell tailored feed and fertilizer, but to also partner with farmers to ensure that they succeed cycle after cycle, season after season, year after year. I have been your host, Sheila Nawafu, and this is all that I had for you today. It has been a great pleasure. Do stick around, though, for NTV Weekend Edition. Have a good night.